What are they doing now?
The robot.
Oh.
Robot video.
Every year we name our robot according to the theme. This year we named our robot TikTok.
A robot is built to be compact and sturdy. It is easy to switch out the
Jen is
attachments
like
and
Team
it
Us all the
uses
way.
2 medium.
Jen is on our side all the way. She's living everything.
To make our robot more accurate, we changed the wheels to larger wheels with glass wrappers that would stop on the tip.
We use sound to create pauses and figure out where we are on the mission. That way, if we need to change anything, we can figure out if it's before or after the sound.
At Districts the last 3 years, we saw much bigger and better robots. Then we saw the board with the arms would work just fine. We figured out which missions to do by the missions that would give us the most points in the least amount of time.
Okay. So can you tell me a little bit about which missions you decide to go after?
We also provide a lot of points as points, and we also take the most amount of time.
Gotcha. Go ahead.
We did, for an example, we had the stepper. We already had a program for that from a mission that was on last year's table. So we don't limit ourselves to just ones that we've already had, but we use simpler programs that when we look at the board can actually, like, year by year,
Hold on.
do other missions on the next year's board.
Gotcha. And when you guys were developing the different missions, how did you get everyone involved in working on the robot?
Someone answer.
We have 3 main programmers who met at that school to program the robot and help with mission, but we all know how to program, and we held Zoom meetings so we could see what they were doing with the robot.
Some posts our robot runs on YouTube so our other teammates can watch them.
Gotcha. So when you guys were trying to build your robot and make sure that it could complete all of the different missions, how did you decide what the attachments would look like and how they would work?
It is trial and error. So if one mission didn't work, we'd try and find an attachment that would work for that mission.
To make multiple attachments or one attachment that can do many other jobs.
Yeah, that makes sense. Can you tell me a little bit about the code that you used to get your robot to run?
We figured out by trial and error that rotations work best for us.
Gotcha. And did you include how many motors did you have on your robot?
We have 3 motors on the robot.
And do you guys use any sensors?
Well, we did use color sensors, but unfortunately they stopped working and found it that it wasn't as accurate.
Gotcha.
We found that with the color sensor, or without the color sensor, we were more accurate, and that the color sensor was more of a burden than a help to our robot.
If one team member was working on a part of the robot and then another team member wanted to kind of pick up where they left off, how did you guys manage making sure that everybody knows what's going on with the robot?
We have 3 main programmers, so we meet at the school. So the ones that I'd say have the final say when it comes to the robot, we're usually all together. We're all inside of our COVID bubble, so we don't have too much of an issue with picking off where we left off, considering most of the time we are all together.
Using the COVID bubble too.
Right.
Have to go
Yeah, that makes sense.
Did they talk about the
How
attachments?
accurate would you say your robot is
Oh,
when
not-
it runs the missions?
We did in a total of 8 runs. We found out that about 75 to 80% of the time, our robot can get the missions that we have programmed on.
And if something didn't work correctly, how did you fix that?
We use trial and error. So
Sean's all about the trial and error today, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
He said that like 5 times.
if the mission didn't work, we would try it a couple more times, and if it wouldn't work, we would either make a new program to see how it works. Like on Stepper and Treadmill, we had that as one full mission together, and that didn't seem to work, so we just split it in half.
Yeah, that makes sense. Do you guys have your robot with you right now?
Yes.
We do.
You want to give me a little tour of it? Show me like your favorite parts or cool features.
So I'd say, I'll start off with some of our favorite parts. Collectively as a team, we've decided that this marble that we have on the back is probably the most beneficial and favorite part about it, because it helps with sharper turns and more accurate turns. But that's more of a benefit. Our attachment here that we call Cornelius is probably the team favorite, because he is, one, a very enthusiastic person, and two, helps us guide through missions like Stepper and even with Bocce sometimes. The marble must have been upset I didn't call him a favorite. Oh no.
What's your highest score?
Yeah, go ahead.
Awesome. And so is the thing on the front of the robot one of your attachments?
This?
Yeah.
Yes, this is, we use this to carry the, bocce blocks to put them into the, I guess you'd call that like a crescent, or the area for them.
Mm-hmm.
And then this right here on our bocce, or we call it bocce 1, or bocce 2, excuse me, we have it carry the, blocks on here, and we have it go under the pull-up bar, drop the blocks, and then this long attachment up here actually hits off one of the slide men, and then it comes back home. We also use this this long attachment for lift, where you have to get the blocks on the other side.
Okay.
Yeah, we have this right here to kind of guide it up and give it more of a oomph, you know.
Sweet. Did you have a favorite mission this year?
Not really. I think we all like all of them.
That's fair. They're all pretty cool. Alright. I don't have any other robot questions.
Did they say they start with all of them on?
And
I
so
think
was
he
the
answered
video at the very beginning your like team introduction video, or was it? Do you have an additional core values presentation? Okay.
That is an introduction.
Gotcha.